Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. This time is of the Figma Ninja Batman, both standard and Sengoku version. Now in this video, I will be going over the Sengoku version as well as the normal version, but we're going to review the normal version and then take a look at the Sengoku and mix and match from there and, have a little fun in between. So let's get started. If you've enjoyed the SHF one, I feel like personally you can enjoy the Figma one just as well. There are some differences, like the feel and the accessories, but overall, I'm going to say the Figma is the better choice in terms of accessories. Meanwhile, I like the feel of the SHF. But there's a counterpoint, and I'll get to that later on. Anyway, let's get into this review. Figma Ninja Batman absolutely looks the part just like the SHF does. It has the armor, it has the look, it has the articulation, which is all really great. All the things we wanted out of a Figma. It sucks that it was delayed for so long and took so long to actually get released that I lost a little hope in it, but I'm glad it changed my mind upon release. But as usual, to jump into the articulation, the head can go up, it can look down, it can tilt left and right, but it's on a natural Figma peg, so please be aware you'll have to go under and do some rotating yourself. Should it not rotate the way you want, just don't get frustrated and throw it away, say it's not good. You got to test it out. As far as the arms go, the arms can go up, rotate all the way up as well. But see how that happened? And I want to talk about that. That is not a broken piece. This is because the Figma normal Batman is still able to part swap with that of the Sengoku. So please be aware that this is how you are going to get your bicep swivel that rotates. And it comes out very easily, so please be aware of that. But this is how you get your bicep swivel. You actually get another swivel here at the ball joint, which allows you to do that. And it's a single jointed, but it goes up really far right here. Then you get your standard peg joint that rotates on the wrist really nicely. And then you actually have a butterfly joint that comes out that allows you to get that good range of articulation. So please be aware of all of that. As far as the chest area goes, you can rotate left and right. It is very stiff up there, so you won't be getting too much articulation there, but you do get a nice ab crunch going forward. Pretty decent going back, and that's just because it has a little extra segue that gives you that. Now, in terms of the lower crunch, it's absolutely nothing. So in terms of that, like, you just don't get what you want like you would on the SHF, and I'll get into that later. The SHF is definitely going to win in the upper torso department, but you do get overall better articulation because you have way more joints to move on the Figma. And I'm not sure if that came out right as far as understanding, but it's frustrating to try to explain, so I'll go over it later in the video visually. As far as the leg articulation goes, the belt doesn't get in the way too much, but it can because these are soft, but they are very durable, so they'll flat back down. You don't get the drop down method here as well, so the leg can only go up about this far. That's what you'll see. And the knee can come back pretty far. The ankle pivot actually rotates really well, just the same as the SHF, and there is toe pivot as well. So you have all those things. So while the belt doesn't get in the way, it also is kind of annoying because it kind of hinders it a bit. So it's a little bit of both in the area. Then you can actually rotate or wiggle it left to right a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do something I normally don't do, which is compare it right away to the SHF. Now, I like the SHF a lot better. Colorway, I like it being a little darker, a little bit more bigger on the forehead, well, the head and the mask. It's proportioned a little better. This one is proportioned accurately, I believe, to that of the Batman Ninja movie, but I just prefer the look and the feel of the SHF. That's me personally. And the reason why that is, it's a little bit more durable. You feel it a little better. As you can see here, it raises it up without an issue here in the legs. And the ab articulation goes forward, goes back, rotates further left and right. That's my preference for that. But in terms of the accessories and what the Figma comes with, it pretty much tramples the SHF. Especially considering I had to get a custom cape for my SHF while the Figma one actually came with one. And I'm going to go over that as well. So it's not like the Figma can't get into poses either. So don't get it twisted because, ow, I forgot how sharp that was. So it's not like the Figma can't get into poses either because you can definitely get your back poses here. As you can see here, I just don't like this bicep swivel though. It's not pleasing to me because it seems very loose. But then again, it could just be this one piece and not the other one. So as you can see here, when punching, you can actually do poses. When you rotate the joint and take the time, let me actually rotate this back properly. It actually looks and feels good, but Figmas themselves are not my preference. So that's just where I stand with that. But that doesn't take this away from being a dope figure. See, like this butterfly joint is already loose. That's the kind of stuff I don't enjoy. But again, see here, can still get all the poses, can still look good. Now, one thing I want to talk about, because I didn't start off with it on, is that Figma Batman comes with the better of the accessory by doing this. It has the cape. And the cape is very important for Batman because a wired cape can change how you feel about a figure. See, as you can see, it's very loose here. And the reason why that is because under the cape, there's going to be a spot on the back that you get a small clear plug for plugging it in to make sure the cape stays in place. So now your Batman cape, which is wide and really dope, stays in place for your cool Batman poses. And just like that, it changes everything. See, look how much cooler this looks. Not to say that my custom cape can't do the job. It does a very excellent job. But to know that this comes like this on a figure and you don't have to like worry about wiring it or doing it yourself, this is the convenience a lot of consumers like. They waited for this to be really dope. So you can actually get a lot of cool and dope poses out of this cape. So for those of you that like the static stuff, this Batman Ninja is going to be for you because just like that, you get some serious dope poses out of it. Very static ones, very cool ones, all while still being able to be a ninja as well. So now continuing forth with the standard stuff, I want to go over the accessories for the standard Batman. You get a really cool weapon accessory for the right hand when throwing kunai, which is really cool. These are soft plastic, so you don't have to worry about them breaking, which is always a plus. This is, however, the slash piece, that the whoosh effect. This is a harder plastic to make sure these are going to be just fine and hold them up under the weight. And it does hold very well under the weight, which is really good. You also get an exchangeable faceplate for your Batman. It is just the plate. So this is a more open mouth plate that's going to go in. You can open up the mouth to do so. You get one normal kunai. And you get a dedicated hand for the kunai on the left hand. So you can just pop the kunai in and voila. Just like that. You're going to get a mixture of hands and a lot of them as well. So you get two open palm hands. Very nice. You're going to get two relaxed hands. You already see your closed fist there. Then you're going to get a hand for holding his sword and the sheath. This one is going to be for holding the sheath. And these two are for holding the sword itself in each hand. Then you actually get the sword. Sword actually can go inside the sheath. No part swapping, so this is always fun for me. One thing I don't enjoy is this peg. I feel like this can break easily in the side of the belt. If you look right here, it plugs right in very easily, and voila. You have your Ninja Batman. So I want to start off with him without his accessories so you can see what's going on. And it looks really nice. It has the look, it has the pose, it has the feel, but it doesn't feel as good as the SHF for me. I really enjoy their type of plastic, and that's just my preference. But again, you don't have to place the sword on this side either. You can actually place it around the back as well by removing this purple piece, which I removed earlier. You can remove this and actually put it here as well. But it doesn't really fit too well there. So if you want, you're going to have to do a little bit of modding there because it doesn't fit perfectly in there. But I would have preferred being able to do that as well. But that wouldn't be accurate to the movie. So now that we have this Ninja Batman looking really super cool and super dope, especially this damn cape. I love this damn cape. I want to talk about the Sengoku version. Now the Sengoku version is a work in itself. That box is crazy. But inside there are no instructions. But this is Sengoku Batman. And if you look at him next to regular Batman, there is a lot going on with this guy. But one thing I want to talk about is that it does not come with instructions. So I had to play around and learn a bunch of stuff as well. So adding on the Sengoku parts was just trial and error for me. So if I do have something wrong, I apologize. But you get a new head, you get new shoulder plates, a new chest plate, you get Sengoku armor around the front and the back, and you get a new sword. You also get a new cape. But I like the soft goods cape so much, I kept it on. But I do want to talk about the fact that for the Sengoku, they recommend you use the soft plastic cape, which I am not a fan of. But on the Sengoku version, you are pretty much stripping away all your articulation for looks. So this is what you'll get with this Batman. You get the new plate, you get the new head, you get the backside armor, like I said before, and another sword. So these are all the cool things that you'll get with Sengoku Batman. And I just want to talk about his look. I think it looks great. I really do. I really do. But to strip it away of all its articulation, though, it's a little bit of a bummer. So you'll basically just be able to like move the arms, move the legs, but not in crazy articulated poses. So you'll definitely be getting just the statuesque pose out of him, the Dark Knight feel, the armored look. You can make it as of what it is in Elseworlds. So there's that. But I'm going to move this to the side because one more thing I want to talk about, and this is another accessory that you get with Sengoku Batman that I'm going to show you on the regular, because they promote the arm swapping, so you can do the cross arms. So you're going to wiggle these out, which you can do on either side of, on either Batman. Oop, let's wiggle this part off. And then what we do is we take out the clear parts, which are really in there. Wow. I'm going to slide this in. Slide it on both. Oh, actually, just slide it on separately, I guess. I wanted to do it both at once, but that didn't really work out in my favor. Or did I just do this upside down? Nope, I did it right. Okay. This is, ooh, that's really sharp. So I want to make a real quick note while I'm sitting here bleeding under my nail, is that these are very sharp. So please, please, please be careful with these. So as you can see here, you can do the cross arms for normal or Sengoku Batman. I have it looking very sloppy here, but it does its job. It actually looks really good. And to be aware that these are only come with the Sengoku one, because it gives you the portholes for adding the Sengoku armor on right here on the side. But it looks really good on normal Batman as well. So I'll probably be using these as well. But this is a very good look. The tons of accessories that you get and the amount of detail is actually very, very nice with this. But if you are not a Ninja Batman fan or a super duper Batman fan, you can just get the standard one and be really happy because the cloth cape itself is just really nice. Or you can get the Sengoku and you get the best of both worlds. Personally, I love the articulation of the SHF more, but this is really dope and it's a great piece to have in my collection, so I'm very happy to have it. But overall, this is a lot of work though. So buying two may be, if you have the funds, maybe the best bet, because this is a lot of fun, but it's a lot. But in the meantime, though, let's jump into size comparisons, because I don't know what I can even begin to compare this to besides ninjas, because the storyline was so out of control. But size-wise, if you look at the SHF and the Figma, the SHF is actually bigger, which is something I really don't expect, because normally SHF and Figma normally about the same height, but this is weird to see the SHF be a little bit bigger in proportion-wise. Next up, want to compare to Sengoku fell and knocked down a normal one. Damn. Next up, I do want to compare it to Articulated Icons Ninjas, because this is actually a great time to compare those two. And I think that these would work very well with each other. So these actually look like they're going to work very well with each other, except for the fact that Batman has a tiny head. So there's that. Next up, I do want to also compare it to the SH Figuarts Sengoku, well, Evil Joker from Batman Ninja. So I'm going to call him, I guess, Warlord Joker. And these two actually fit pretty well together. So that's really nice. It's nice that you can cross promote a line like that. So that's really good. Here he is next to an SH Figuarts. And actually, I'm going to have to take back what I said because the Figma is actually bigger than a normal SHF. So that means that Batman was actually just bigger overall to begin with. So that's actually pretty cool to know. Take that back previously. Here he is next to a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. So he's actually closer to Marvel Legends than I thought. Didn't realize that. Last but not least, here we go with a Mezco Punisher. So yeah, we got a lot of sizes in there. So in the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. And most of all, guys, do good, be good, drink your water. Later.